Friends, that Mandy is nothing but a troublemaker. I'm over here minding my business, enjoying my Christmas break. I was about to head out to a holiday market so I could buy some like little tchotchkes and stocking stuffers and stuff like that for the kids. And then I went to jump in the shower and I was like, what kind of podcast can I listen to while I'm in the shower? And boom, just like that, new episode of MMP is out today. So of course I have to do my public service. Also a holiday gift just to you. Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate, Festivus, you do you. There's a new episode, and I had to break it down as a public service announcement. This episode is so chock full of stuff that I actually had to take notes. Okay, but the first thing that I noticed is that Dick Harpootlian, his name is a tongue twister. Dick Harpootlian and them, they filed something in court recently to try and segregate the finance crimes from the murder case. And they're like, no, Judge, those two things are not related. What they're following, what the state is listening to is a bunch of gossip, rumor, and innuendo. Did he shout us out? Hey, Dick, how you doing, girl? Good luck on your case. I hope you lose. Anyway, so gossip, rumor, and innuendo, that's us here, friends. But what old Dickie boy was saying is that the finance crimes have nothing to do with the murder crimes. But oh, no. We learned in the last court case where they talked about the bill of particulars. You remember the bill of particulars, that motion that made no sense? That is when the state had to come to court and explain what their motive of the case was, like their theory of the case, what they think happened. And so while Dick is saying, nope, the money stuff has nothing to do with the murder stuff, here's a thing that I had not known until I listened to that bill of particulars argument. And that is that as soon as the cops showed up on the scene there at Moselle, where Maggie and Paul were dead on the floor, the first words out of Alex's mouth, my son was involved in a boat case. And that's probably who did this. Boo. You are the ones who brought the finance case into the murder case. And so now the state is saying, how am I going to explain this exciting utterance from Alec if I don't explain what the boat case is? And if I'm going to explain the boat case, then I have to explain all the other money stuff. Here's the other thing, though. There's new charges filed against Alec this week, bringing the total number of charges against him to 99. That's a lot of charges. Tax evasion. They're going to get, like who is it? Al Capone or Tony Soprano? Wait, Tony Soprano is a fictional character. Scratch that from the record. But Al Capone, I think he went down on tax evasion. And here's how that works. You have to report all of your income to the government. And so even if you steal money or if you get money illegally, you have to report that to the government. And if you don't, then they can get you on the little loophole of you didn't report that income to the government. So as part of these cases, they disclosed Alec's income, which was fascinating. So in 2011, he reportedly made a bunch of money, $2 million, $3 million, whatever. And that year he stole $25,000 or some way smaller amount of money. Okay, trying to make ends meet. I could see where if you live in a county where the average income is $30,000, that $2-3 million might not be enough for you. Boo, you should have just clipped a coupon. That notwithstanding, so over the next 10 years, his salary, which started out in the millions, continued to go down, and his thieving continued to go up. He was just trying to make ends meet, Judge. You can't have fancy old Maggie down there in her big diamond rings and her beach house presenting double coupons on double coupon day or going to Aldi like the rest of us. Apparently not. So the less he made, the more he stole. He was rich either way. Also, it turns out that Paul is long since been a troublemaker. And it used to be one thing when he was a troublemaker and his family could keep that contained. You know, if you have kids when they're little, you hear that saying, little kids, little problems, big kids, big problems. Turns out Paul's been a pain in the neck since way back. And so when you have little kids and they drop a glass or they kick their brother in the shin, you can keep that in the house. But now this kid's 22 and he's out here in these streets just doing all kinds of stuff. And what the Murdaughs had not anticipated was the rise of social media. So when the boat case happened, they were like, we just go hush this up and keep this local right here in Colleton County. But then a Facebook campaign started and the case got wider exposure because of social media. And now all Paul's shenanigans and all the terrible bad things that he's been doing since forever, I think his whole life, was starting to get out. And so when you control a small little county, you can't stop social media. You can't stop the word from going all over. And apparently, according to Maggie and them, when you have tourists coming down from Ohio and New York and wherever else, Massachusetts, she mentions specifically, people have a different idea of what justice means. Now, if your kid, your ne'er-do-well son wrecks his car into your car and you're a local person, well, Alec can just give you a bag of money. If you're from New Jersey, that works for us too. Just FYI. You want to show up over here with a bag of money? Well, I'm going to take it. But I will let the government know so I can pay my proper taxes because you're not getting me on tax evasion. But anyway, the bigger the world has gotten and the more people that come into Colleton County and the changing demographics of the area, well, those old Murdaughs, they couldn't contain Paul's foolishness. Apparently, Alec's daddy contained his foolishness. And so he was like, oh, I'll just contain. It wasn't working out good. It was not working out. So in a way, that kind of understands why Paul got double tapped. You know what double tapped is, right? Boom, boom, 2 shots to the head. I learned that on a movie someplace. Anyway, that's where I get my education. So, Alec was panicked because the financial pressure of all the shenanigans he was up to, he was clearly, in my opinion, my personal opinion, some sort of drug kingpin. You've started watching Ozark, haven't you? You should be watching Ozark. It's Christmas time. It's nice and Christmassy. Yes, there's murder and drugs and all kinds of stuff. It's fascinating though. The whole family can enjoy it, especially if your grandma and them is into murder. So there was a lot going on. Look, there's so much going on. I made notes. What else is in my notes? Oh, and the whole thing about prison food. Remember yesterday when I was saying, what are they going to eat in prison? Well, I looked it up. And the Alvin, whoever, the detention center where Alec is at, they do not tell what is on the menu for prison. So, but some of like the big state prisons, well, they serve a nice meal for Christmas and Thanksgiving and holiday times. One prison, if you look on TMZ.com from yesterday, they had what all the different celebrity prisoners were having for dinner. Some of them were having nicer dinners than the unhoused. I was like, oh, so you can go to prison and get yourself a Cornish game hen? Oh, okay. Sounds fancy. I'm not having Cornish game hen. I'm going to my mother-in-law's house and I will be eating whatever she is serving. I'm sure it will be delicious because she is a lovely cook, but 100% guarantee it is not Cornish game hen. And some of the prisoners are getting macaroni and cheese and baked sweet potatoes, blah, 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 which, wow, I'm a little bit jealous. That notwithstanding, when the meal is done, I get to come back to my house and my dogs and my children. I get to drive the Corolla right up here to my front door and they will still be in prison. So I think I'm going to take my life over their life. Okay, what else? So we talked about the prison food. Oh, and then apparently Maggie went on and on and on about this court case that I was like, oh, what is happening? I'm going to bottom line it for you. Alec was like a volunteer solicitor and he basically was just covering up for drug dudes. He didn't try any cases. He didn't know what he was doing. And when they needed to fix a case, they would bring in some old retired judge who would help them fix the case and get hung juries and stuff like that. Super, super shady. Now, is the board down there, whoever takes care of the bad judges and the bad lawyers, are they looking into everybody? Because I think everybody needs to be looked into. Even one of the criminals was like, you need to stop looking at us and look at some of these crooked white sheriffs. Oh, okay. Well, I guess he just gonna call it on out. He's just gonna say it out loud with his whole mouth. So there's a lot going on the Murdaugh Murders podcast, as always. Hey, Mandy, y'all. Hey, Eric Bland. Justin Bamberg. How you doing? Okay, I shouldn't flirt like that because my husband would not enjoy it. Okay, I still got to get out to this Christmas market. I had things to do today, but Mandy and them just threw me all off my game. You have a Merry, Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah and a joyous Kwanzaa, What is Kwanzaa? Happy? I don't know. Happy Diwali. Happy whatever you celebrate. A joyous Festivus. And if you don't celebrate anything, have a nice day. All right. You be safe out there. Bye.